Hello, I would like to present an overview of Andy Swann's book, The Human Workplace. Anyone who wishes to establish a more people-centered workplace should read it. The author wants to show us how putting the people in our organizations first may help them grow and prosper. You can gain useful advice on how to raise employee happiness, productivity, and corporate culture by viewing this synopsis. Kindly click the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to make sure you don't miss any of this series. Getting to grips with the fundamentals is the title of Chapter 1. The notion put up by Andy Swann is that traditional organizational models are unable to keep up with the rapid evolution of the work environment. He asks us to let go of our preconceived notions about inflexible structures and consider companies as dynamic systems that need to adjust to changing circumstances. Imagine a business that is still operating in the same outdated manner, with layers of red tape impeding every move. Workers experience disconnection, and creativity stagnates. Now, consider another business that values change and promotes candid conversation. Let's examine the most important takeaways from this chapter. First of all, forget what you know. In the fast-paced world of today, traditional tactics may not be effective. Keep an open mind and try new things. Second, dynamic systems. Just like a living thing that changes with its surroundings, organizations should be adaptive and flexible. Building your structure, Chapter 2. It discusses how fostering individual and organizational success may not be best served by the conventional hierarchical structure. The author advises, on the other hand, viewing organizations as platforms that let people interact and collaborate more successfully. Consider a business where each decision must pass through several levels of approval. Good ideas get lost in the shuffle and employees become irritated because of the red tape that impedes their progress. Imagine now a different company that operates more like a community. Here are a few strategies. First, reevaluate your hierarchy. Rigid hierarchies can stifle innovation and teamwork. Rather, consider your company as a platform that helps people connect. Second, movements within communities. Successful organizations operate more like communities, where members connect and collaborate to achieve a common goal. Chapter 3's title is all about people. It underlines that at the heart of every flourishing organization are its people. Andy Swann contends that we ought to concentrate on actions that lead to favorable results rather than strict morals or regulations. It's important to make significant contributions rather than only turning up for work. Imagine working in a setting where a worker's engagement is determined only by their attendance. Now compare that to a business that prioritizes presence over contribution. Here, staff members are urged to submit their best ideas and their efforts are acknowledged. What is this chapter teaching us? Number 1. Behavior over principles. Rather than imposing rigid rules or principles, concentrate on the behaviors that lead to success. Words are not as loud as actions. Second, contribution is important. It's important to actively support the objectives of the organization rather than merely being present. In all the right places, as stated in the Chapter 4 title, it underlines that a person's physical workspace plays a significant role in their sense of connection and engagement and is more than just a place where work gets done. The author discusses how important it is to create environments that meet people's needs, whether those needs be for a regular office, a workspace akin to a clubhouse, or even working from home. Imagine being employed in a lifeless, boring office where each person is secluded in a cubicle. It's challenging to feel inspired and a part of your team. Imagine now a lively workstation with distinct areas designated for focused work and collaborative work. What does this chapter instruct us on? First, place matters. People's feelings and behaviors can be significantly influenced by their physical surroundings. Having a well-designed workspace can increase output and engagement. Second, a sense of identity and connection. Make areas that encourage people to experience a sense of belonging. The objective is to promote connectivity, whether it is in a conventional office or a more flexible configuration. Putting it into action is the title of Chapter 5. It emphasizes that action is what counts and that thoughts alone are insufficient. Andy Swann discusses the significance of unleashing work. That is, enabling individuals to take the initiative and accomplish goals. Imagine a corporation where there are often brilliant ideas discussed in meetings, but nothing ever seems to get done. Now, picture an alternative situation when staff members are motivated to own those concepts, work together, and realize them. The following are some tactics. First, unleashing work. Give your staff the freedom to take the initiative and get things done. Encourage action instead of letting brilliant ideas remain on paper. Second, deeds rather than words. It is not enough to just talk about change. Real change must be implemented. Put action first rather than just talking. Technology and Communications, Chapter 6. It highlights that although technology can greatly facilitate labor, it is not the only solution to problems encountered in the workplace. Andy Swann talks about how communication should be about more than just utilizing the newest technologies. It should be about creating connections and establishing bridges. Imagine a work environment where the only means of contact are chat apps and email, which results in miscommunication and a lack of human connection. Now, consider another organization that uses technology to improve in-person communication and forge closer bonds with its clients. What new information does this chapter offer? First, use technology as an enabler. Improve communication through technology, not replace it. Instead of erecting obstacles, it ought to facilitate connections. Number 2, create bridges, not walls. Communication should promote understanding and cooperation. Instead of isolating people, concentrate on employing instruments that promote unity. Chapter 7's title is getting there. Making the change. It highlights that although change is necessary for progress, it is not always simple. The author discusses the significance of including people in the process from the outset to make change genuine and human. The chapter discusses several strategies for enacting change, the value of beginning small, and how to ensure a seamless and long-lasting shift. Consider a business that makes a significant announcement without consulting its staff. People are averse to the new course and feel disengaged from it. Imagine now an alternative situation in which staff members are included from the start, have a say in the procedure, and receive assistance during the changeover. Important observations to make in this chapter are as follows. First, involve people in the change process. Including people in the process makes change more effective. During times of change, make sure everyone feels appreciated and included. Number 2, start tiny. It's preferable to begin with tiny, doable measures rather than big, overwhelming improvements. This reduces the sense of intimidation and makes the change seem more attainable. In the Chapter 8 title, Final Thoughts, it highlights that empowering an organization's workforce is essential to its success. The author emphasizes that helping others in the workplace is what it all boils down to. The chapter summarizes the key points of the book and emphasizes the significance of fostering an atmosphere that allows individuals to flourish. Consider a business that has invested in all the appropriate technology and procedures, but has neglected to prioritize its employees. Now contrast it with an organization that puts its workers first, ensuring they feel appreciated, supported, and in control. The second company is probably going to do better since its employees are more engaged and driven. What can we learn from this chapter? First and foremost, an organization's ability to succeed is mostly dependent on its workforce. Enable and empower them first, and the outcomes will come. Number 2, summary of key concepts. The chapter goes over several of the book's main ideas again, including creating human transformation, encouraging creativity, and forging deep connections. It all comes down to fostering a supportive atmosphere. I hope this summary has motivated you to establish a more people-focused work environment. Remember that creating a culture where everyone feels respected and empowered is just as important as enacting new policies? If you liked this video, kindly click the notification bell and subscribe to our channel.